So this is a pomegranate that I got as a little sapling, and I put it in here because at the time I didn't have any other pots, and so I thought it looked good. Very variegated broadleaf, as well as the variegated smaller leaves. I was just thinking all the different foliage sizes would be something nice to look at. So I have that one, and then I have this one, same mix, it's the pomegranate. And now that I'm thinking about it, this is actually needing a lot more space to grow. It keeps getting up in the fan, which gives it a flame every time somebody turns it on. Fans are pretty stationary, so these plants have to go. So I got my bucket. Love this bucket. Mandarins on the side. That's always great. I got extra plastic bags. Doesn't make a mess. I've got my vermicompost. I've got my wood chips. And I've got the new plant. This is fairly thorny, so you do have to be careful when you're working with it. But I do like that the flowers are these little yellow ones, and then the leaves around the flowers turn pink. So that's always cute. So it's currently in a small pot, and I'm gonna put it in this big pot. All right, that's what we're doing today. So first, I'm going to move, this is Cuban oregano, and it's very, very hardy. It can grow just by a stem in the soil, some water, and it'll take over. So I put these in the beginning of the rain season on a stem, and it's trimmed so nicely. It's almost a shame to remove it. But it's got to go, and I can always put it back after. So I'm just going to pull them up. There is a lot of work here. I am very happy to see that. That makes everyone's happy. Just gonna scoop out some of the soil to make room for the plant. I'm gonna need a bigger bucket. Okay, so I've gotten cocoa peat and more vermicompost, just as some soil amendments to what was already in the pot. What was in the pot was some city compost from Planting for Food and Jobs. It was very clay intense, so it was very compact, and I noticed that the roots weren't actually able to grow. I've amended some of it, not the full pot. It goes quite deep, but I went as deep as I could without having to empty the whole pot. but I'm hoping just by adding the stuff and mixing it around, it'll work. So now I'm just gonna put some vermicompost on the root system and plant the tree. All right, watch me work. Alright, so I switched out my plants. That's what I got going on now. I kept these. I think they're quite lovely. We're doing good here. I minimized the trailers, and hopefully this will take root and grow big and strong. That's what we got in there. It's not as big as the pomegranate, but I think it'll be fine. So now that I've finished that one, I'm coming over to this one. I'm pretty much just going to do the same thing. I'm going to pull out this variegated Cuban oregano. I'm going to pull out the pomegranate bush. And I'm going to see if I can keep this, because I like the color. I think color is important in nature. Gives it a sense of whimsy. So this is what I'm gonna get started on. And again, I'm working with cocoa peat, wood chips, and vermicompost, which is devout. Now that I got it out, root ball intact, I'm gonna get my stock plant. So this pot is just way too big for me to lift. So I'm just gonna pull the root bulb out from here and walk it over. Now, what's tricky is that I put wood chips and vermicompost only in this pot. So because the wood chips were at the bottom, storing all the water, and the vermicompost was very sandy, the roots, which I'll show you. The roots had to find its way all the way down to the water source at the bottom. So as you can see, all this is sandy, but this tap root is just digging down deep to get to that water source. So I'm trying to remove as much vermicompost as I can without damaging the root. So this is the actual root bulb that stayed clay and intact. That's the clay it came with. I took that and I put it in the sandy medium of vermicompost, and the roots weren't very happy in the vermicompost. It just went straight down to get to the wood chips where the water's stored. So I'm just gonna take my time and be as gentle as I can with getting it out. So again, watch me work. Show you guys these hummingbirds on my fence. They're keeping me company. Freed it. Whew. It looks like it's split into 3 there, so I probably had a good hold, but that's fine. And now, so that's one thing about plants. It'll usually have a tap root where, oh dear, I'll call it fence. One will be like the longest. So even though this had this one root bulb, it sent down this root to find water, which was in the bottom with the wood chips. So now I've freed it, I can move it. Okay, so again with the microcrozet, I'm just going to sprinkle some on the roots. Should put my gloves on, but it's so hot. So again, got the roots. Sprinkling microcrozet. Yep, tied up. And then I'm just gonna backfill. this has got a bit of roots going, which is nice. So I'm just gonna now with the Cuban oregano, the more you put in the soil, the more roots will grow. So we got that. I'm sprinkling in the vermicompost, and then I'm gonna mulch it and give it some water. Now that it's mulched, all you can want to do is get some water. So you can see I'm really loving the colors. Put the mulch underneath. Still got my trailers, and I think this pot should be fairly happy. All that's left to do is water. Everything gets wet and muddy, the cleanup takes twice as long. So that's my tidbit for you. That's good. Definitely when you're pouring libations for the plants, do a little at a time, just so it gives anything that's, hydrophobic an opportunity to get comfortable with water and start absorbing it, or else it'll just run right through the pot and just have another mess to clean up. So a little at a time goes a long way. All right.